This video will show how to format inputs for EnergyPlus that basically aren't weather. So I just used CLC and then this active energy delivered, just using one for a while, and I grabbed all of 2017. So we have an entire year. But it's important to note that the recording, generally they have problems. They'll be missing data. So we're going to need to basically add in time, because for EnergyPlus we need to basically tell it for every hour, for every day, what the input should be, and if we just throw it in there, we'll end up off by quite a bit. So there might be a way to automate this, but this is generally how I do it, because it doesn't take that long, and then you can save the Excel. You can save the formulas. This I just make equal to the one before it, so this equals that minus that, and then if you format the cells, then you're gonna get basically a number. The trick is to copy it and then paste as a number, so it's no longer a formula. And then this is that date, and then this equals the date above it plus the step above it, and then we can easily compare like these together. So we're going to select all that, custom sort. We're going to custom sort by B, and then largest to smallest. And we'll see, okay, we have basically two sets of steps, 11.14 and 11.5. So that's generally pretty good. Most of the time there'll be more than that, but this is good for a demonstration. So let's just go to 11.5. Yeah, I mean, they'll pretty much always be a step at like the daylight savings. Well, I know it shows that it's happened at 6 o'clock, but that's because of the weird UTC like time zone type thing. But that's been corrected for, so it's fine. It's fine how it is. And then the last one was 11.14. So basically, just going to insert, and then I drag this down so we have the same number, and then I also drag this down so you make sure that like the formula one is the same as the one in the time step. So we go down to 11.14. So yeah, so just kind of again insert and then drag this down. Generally, like if you have a lot of missing information, like a week, especially if it's like this where it just like adds and adds and adds, is not like a specific rate, like this value will be basically all the sum data that was missed. So this will be like appear as a spike if you look at it in like a rate format. But for weather information, like it'll be just kind of sporadic, but it'll be alright. But if you're missing a lot of information, you can try and grab a little bit from like the previous week or the the week after it, depending on its case and what you're trying to do with the information. Like if you're just missing like an hour, just grab and like throw it down, and it really won't make that big a difference. But if you're missing a large set, you might have to like improvise based on what you have and what you know. So you might have to put in like a constant value if you're just using power. If it's weather, you might go to a different year, just like throw in from like a couple from the previous time and some from the post time, and just be aware that that section of time will not be accurate. Anyway, so once you're done, you'll see that we also have, you can count the number of times. So there'll be, because there's 365 days in a year, 24 hours in a day, and then there's 4 recordings per hour. There's 35,040 recordings, and then we have to include the one for the thing. So basically, we have one for the daylight savings where it jumped forward. So we're gonna do the same thing. Custom sort be smallest to largest, and then we see daylight savings was 312. So undo. Go to 312. And then you can just delete it. And there we go. So now we have, looking at this, we have the exact number of information and slots that we need. EnergyPlus, you put in hourly information, and then this is like quarter hourly information. So again, there might be like a more elegant solution, but once you have all the same number of information, you can kind of stack it into an Excel file and do it all at once. What I like to do is just do like 1000, and then I just copy and paste like an ever-growing set of this, and then until I have like the whole thing filled out. And like it really doesn't take that long to do because it's basically like an exponential. So like we're already at, you know, February, you know, so there we go. So it really doesn't take that long to do. Just kind of like copy and then select it all and then paste it and go and select it all again. And then you're going to do a custom sort by E, largest to smallest. And this one will go wonky, but now if you look over here, we'll have our hourly information. So all I have to do is go down to where 8760, and that's where the zeros cut off. So we're just going to basically select everything and delete it. Alright, now if you need to generate a rate, then that's just this value minus that value. And then you can just make this make that. Generally, I like to also draw a line graph. So I'm just gonna do it this way. So because like sometimes if you're missing a lot of information, the rates will be kind of really weird, and it'll like there'll be a massive spike somewhere. But this looks pretty good. This looks good. No, this, you know, there's some dips or some anomalies, but nothing like super bad. So once we have that, we need to format it into a fractional value. So let's do like max value, and then you want to pick the largest value in this, and then this equals that divided by the max value. And then do the same thing. And then you can also just look at it, but you want to make sure that this is between 0 and 1, because EnergyPlus runs off a fractional system. So this is what you're going to input into EnergyPlus, this value here, because and it has to be between 0 and 1. And then you can input this value for the usage, but we're going to talk about how to like calibrate that in a different video. So right now we just have what EnergyPlus would read, and then this kind of like reference value, which we can compare to later once we get the EnergyPlus for calibration. The next video will show how to put this into EnergyPlus and how to calibrate it into EnergyPlus.